attempt to enter battle phase. Let me see if I have an out for that. One sec. I'm thinking. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let me see if. Nah, no response. Players, that is time in the round. Please proceed to your end of match procedures and wrap up the current phase. What do you mean I'm not in battle phase? No, you were in main phase 1. I'm still responding. So after the bonfire and showing you guys just what is going to happen, because the Yu-Gi-Oh community is full of scumbags, MCool40 here. Now I'm sure you've seen thousands and thousands of videos on this interesting decision that Konami has made. Now the first thing I gotta say, from a tournament organizer standpoint, this is fantastic. If you have played competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, then this is, oh god, this is so time saving. But with time saving comes a very unfortunate side effect of scumbaggery, and I wanted to point this out. So first off, if you've ever played in a WCQ in America, you always notice one very common thing. The end of match time procedures are grueling. I think we've had anywhere from an hour to 2 hour wait time in between rounds, and a lot of players aren't getting out of the venue until midnight. Okay, that's the first thing I gotta point out. So as a time restricted clause as a tournament organizer, sometimes the player base gets the shaft, and it really sucks. So for those of you that don't know, the former procedures were 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 0, 1, 2, 3. And basically when time was called. So 40 minutes, you finish the current turn, and you would proceed along with it for additional turns. Now, the new end of match procedure, so basically, when time is called, you're going to finish up the current phase. If you're stuck in main phase, you're kind of just stranded there on a desert island, which is fine. Basically, I can't believe Konami actually did this. So basically, if I'm playing a combo deck and I'm taking this excessive turn to kind of set my things up, my opponent's responding to everything, well, fuck diddly yuck. The fact that time constraints are already massively huge in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, just for general players taking their time, like waiting for a response from my opponent and watching my opponent just troll me it's so heart-wrecking, you know, and I can't emphasize that enough. So under the new restrictions, as soon as time is called, that's it. You finish the current phase. You don't even get to go to battle phase. I guess your trade-off here was, if you aren't watching the timer, you know, that's one thing. Try to always sit so you can observe the timer. You're going to have to be very strict on your opponent, and I'm going to feel really bad for doing this, but if my opponent is slow playing me, taking excessive amounts of time to make a move, then you're going to have to call the judge. Like, slow play penalties are going to be massively upped. So once again, your trade-off from this is you're getting players out of the venue much sooner. You're not wearing down your staff, you know, and that's one thing that the player base needs to understand. You have to give and take with that player base. Now, there could be some time restrictions and things that they need to implement this towards. That's absolutely fine. But the downside that comes with this, the absolute scumbaggery from this community is going... I've already read things. So first off, the community is automatically jumping towards Gaga Cowboy. I've seen so much hype around Cowboy himself as a potential main decked out finisher that you can be playing. So first off, 2 level 4s to what make this thing, it's incredibly hard now. I'm taking a dedicated slot from my extra deck for something like this. Hello? I don't personally think that it's a good thing. I assume this is just one of those panic buyouts and things like that that people are kind of jumping towards. They're like, oh my god, salvation type of thing. You know, there's something here that I can jump towards to alleviate this massive bombshell. And the next one I've seen, this was another really funny example. You know, you go normal summon effect Veiler with your Ray on the field. You make magical android. All right. Well, android says during the end phase you make 600. Your typical response was much like the example we made at the beginning of this video. Your opponent being like, right when you're like end phase, your opponent's like, right is like the last 3 seconds or counting down on the timer. Opponent's like, hold on, I have a response, which kind of literally cucks you into staying in your main phase, even if they don't have a solid response. There will be people out there doing this too. Now, I'm not trying to discourage competitive play. That is the absolute one thing I'm not trying to do. It is important to raise awareness and always remember that you can yell judge, or much louder than that. Always remember that you have that ability. And if you do not agree with the judge call, politely say, I would like to appeal to the head judge, and the head judge will come assist you. They will typically give time extensions for these particular calls. And I'm not saying call a judge to extend your time. No, that's not what I'm saying. But understand that there is a system in place so that you can continue to play if you feel that there's been something, you know, belligerently done wrong to you. And always remember, your opponent does not have your best interest at heart. I can definitely say that without any certainty that your opponent does not have your best interest at heart. Absolutely not. Never be afraid to call over a judge. Now, this brings up two more interesting points when looking at the ban list. I think chain burn was collateral damage from this ruling, because a lot of people were like, why did chain burn have to go? Well, when you look at the way that the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game goes, burn decks and degenerate stall strategies like chain burn, they have to be punished and they have to be removed. And I love chain burn as a concept, but it does promote bad gameplay under these end of match procedures. The other thing that was collateral damage from this, I feel, is that grass looks greener. Grass originally was limited because it promoted incredibly uninteractive gameplay. Being able to, well, first off, 1 in 60 cards as a win con is ridiculous. But a lot of people didn't realize that having 3 grass looks greener in a format, those grass players were taking incredibly longer turns because of what they can do. And having grass be legal because of this puts a strain on your opponent to allow you to continuously interact with your deck and things like that to basically stall out and win. You know, I've also heard the, can I call over my opponent? You know, be like, judge, you know, my opponent he's still interacting, like he's still making moves and things like that. Can I get him on stalling? Absolutely not. If I have a firewall, this was another example I saw. Firewall is now an inherent win condition, because if I'm in a bad position, so like I haven't stalled, I've continued to play the game, continue to make my moves in a very appropriate pace here. If I have a firewall and I have a monster-filled hand of 8 cards, I can take up that minute of link summoning through the timer to wear it down. It's all within the rules and confines of the game. As long as I am making legal moves within the game, like, okay, cool, you know, I'm at 7,900, you're at 7,800, there's a minute left on the timer, I have 6 cards in my hand, let's attempt to extra link you out of the game. You know, I can still do that within the confines of my turn because I'm doing nothing illegal. That's the point I'm trying to say here. As long as you are playing your deck, unless it's some sort of infinite loop type thing, if it's an infinite loop, you declare how many iterations of it you want to do, unless your opponent's going to make you play it out, or you do have the full action to play it out. That's the thing, you know. But within the confines, Firewall will get banned at some point. Don't think it won't. Oh, that shit's absolutely going to die. 100%. Firewall's one of the most degenerate cards in the game. It's just a matter of time. But for the most part, there's nothing illegal within continuing to make moves, applying your effects, you know, draw, stand by main phase, asking for a response, you know, asking your opponent for a response. Typically, if you're very fluent on time and your opponent's playing a combo deck, you can be like, I don't have a response, please take your turn. And most of your opponents will probably do that. You know, it's not a good thing, but this is what the game has come to now with this very interesting end of match procedure. So, good news is tournament organizers and the judges aren't going to be so battered, but as a cost to becoming more time efficient and things like that, the player base suffers from this. And I don't disagree with this, absolutely not. I think this is a right step in the right direction. I just think that 0-1-2 might have been a better call. You know, I'm just saying. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. You know, only time can tell. If it doesn't work out, the Konami can fix it. So, it's trial and error. Alright guys, I'm out. What do you think? Peace. Yeah, I'm still drinking water. The ride never ends, guys. Make sure you enable those notifications to get the latest videos that are being posted on this channel. Make sure you guys check out VanCole40 for my Cardfight Vanguard channel. And join me and House of Champions on the Zodiac Duelist TV Twitch stream. We'll be interacting with our audiences. And please check out No Limit Gaming and LGTCG.com for the cheapest trading cards on the market. Thanks for watching, guys, and please have a good day.